Morning! Right, day 2 of recycling magazines, and today we are going to make a bowl out of rolled up bits of magazine. As I say, if you don't have magazine, not a problem. You can use newspaper, you can use normal paper if you've got coloured paper, you can use wrapping paper, anything really, whatever you've got. It's all about recycling. So essentially we're going to be making something similar to this. Now this is one that has been produced, I found it on the website called futuristarchitecture.com. I'll put that at the end, and they're really into taking stuff and recycling it and upcycling it. There's some fantastic stuff on that website. And I saw it, I thought I really like this, and I wanted to kind of make it accessible for people. So here we are. So what I've done is I've taken sheets of magazine, or newspaper, whatever you choose to use, and I have cut them into roughly 1 inch for you oldies, 2.5 centimetres ish for you young ones out there, strips. Okay, and I've tried to go for all different colours. So in my bowl I've got blues, I've got greens, so if you've got something like this, that's perfect because you can focus on the greeny bits, or you can flip it over and you can roll it up so you end up with the blue bits on the inside. Okay, so it's entirely up to you how you, so I'm just going to cut another strip here to show you how you choose to use your colour. So if you're working with wrapping paper or coloured papers, that's brilliant because you know you've just got the colours that you want. So here we go. All you're going to do is fold, taking you down, your strips that you've cut. Okay, so we say about 1 inch because you want them to be just under a centimetre. So you fold once, fold again. Okay, so some people say fold more, but we want to make this easy and accessible as a craft, and then I just run my finger along it to soften up the paper a bit so that it's not too, oh, sorry, the phone's going too loudly, so that it's not too stiff to work with. So again, this one, I've got white on one side and I've got green on the other. Now I kind of want green in my bowl because I'm thinking that's going to look nicer than white. Some people may disagree. So I'm going to fold it so that the green is on the outside and the white is on the inside. Okay, now I'm not going to sit here folding bits of paper for you to watch because you get the idea now. Okay, and again I'm just going to soften it. And quite frankly, watching me fold paper, I imagine, is much the same as watching paint dry. So now I've got a pair of tweezers that I'm using. You don't have to. I'm all fingers and thumbs today, so I thought it'd be easier. And all I'm going to do is take hold of one end of it, and I'm going to roll. Now I've taken hold of the white bit because I want to end up with my green bit on the outside and my white bit tucked on the inside, so you don't really see it much. So I'm rolling, it's not the most scintillating thing to watch, is it? Rolling, rolling, rolling. It's a song, isn't there? Keep those wagons rolling, right. Promise that's the only time I'll sing to you. Now I am using a glue gun because it's quicker. You don't have to. You can use double-sided sticky tape. You can use glue sticks. So I'm going to use a brand name there. You can use glue sticks if you want to. Entirely up to you. I'm just doing this for speed. If you're using a glue gun, please be aware they are very hot and I inevitably end up with a blister. My mum will attest to this because she normally gets one as well, bless her, when she's using them. And then I'm just going to, I didn't stick it tight, I stuck it quite loose, and I've just let it gently unravel. I'm just going to roll it now that it's glued in place so that it rounds it off a little bit. Okay, so I'll do one more. Oh, it stuck to me. The joys of glue guns. Okay, and I'm just rolling. Going as quick as I can here to try and make it a little bit more exciting. If I'm honest, you can't make rolling up paper exciting. And then I slide it off. Now rather than glue it tight like that, all I'm going to do is put my blob of glue on here, then let it unravel a little bit and glue it a little bit further down, and then when I let it go it will unwind and fill the space. Does that make sense? and then again give it a roll. Now, I've got one Blue Peter style that I made earlier, and I've just started it. And all you then do, now you can, if you want to, do it in rows. I'm not great at doing that. I'm a bit of a, ooh, let's stick it there, see what happens. And all I'm going to do is, now I do it on the crease, so that my creases are all hidden, like the end bit. And I put a little blob of glue on each side, and then I'm going to tuck it in to that gap there. Okay, and then my other one, which is, oh, I'll walk about. I'm going to do exactly the same, little blob of glue on each side, and tuck it into the gap, gluing it onto the ones on either side. And you just keep going and going and going. And when you lift them up, they are actually quite solid. So this would actually make quite a nice, I'm thinking Father's Day is coming up. If you've got the patience, you can make a bowl for Dad to throw his keys into when he walks into the door, or for anybody else who's special in your life. Okay? So that's that. And in the end, if you keep going and you keep going, you will end up with something similar to this. Okay? Which is what we're aiming for. The light's not playing nicely today. Okay. So as I say, depending on what you use, whether it's newspapers or coloured paper, depends on the effect that you're going to get. It will stay put. If you're a little bit concerned about these bits in the middle, put a little blob of glue here and stick it on. If you're concerned about your bowl being glued, if you are using a glue gun, line it with, or if you're using PVA even, because you can glue them together with PVA, line it with a bit of cling film, and that will stop it from sticking, and then you can just peel the cling film off afterwards, or even just a plastic bag will do it. It doesn't have to be cling film. And that's it. So today we have made a recycled magazine bowl, which when they're finished look absolutely stunning. Okay, I will see you tomorrow when we are doing more recycling with magazines. Okay, bye bye.